Hi everybody, this is Mrs. Ellsworth. What we're going to be talking about this time is the rock cycle. And this information that I had taken for this video, I really liked how my professor, Dr. Pound, did it, so I wanted to give her a little bit of credit because I'm going to be following her model for this because it was really well done. Okay, so first of all, inside the Earth, molten magma comes to the close to the surface, or else it's within the earth itself, and it cools and it crystallizes. And when this happens, it makes igneous rock. Now, it depends on where that igneous rock cools at and crystallizes at to determine how big that the crystals are of the minerals in it, or even determine what type of rock that it's going to be. So it depends. It's called, if it's above the surface or else close to the surface, it's called extrusive rock or volcanic rock. If it's deeper in the earth, it'd be called intrusive rock or else plutonic rock. So that's kind of how we know which one of those two it is. If it's close to the surface, again, it's volcanic or else extrusive. And if it's deeper into the earth's surface, then it is definitely going to be intrusive or else plutonic. Now, that igneous rock, it goes through some processes here. UWETD. And let me help you figure out what that is. But these pieces become sediment on the earth. So let me get that. Okay, so UWETD. Anyways, that stands for uplift, weather, erosion, transport, and deposit. So uplift, just to give you a little more information, that's when forces inside the earth push that sediment up. So this is really plate tectonics that is bringing those rocks to the surface, okay, or the rock material to the surface, okay, and then it gets weathered, either as physical or a chemical breakdown of the rock, okay, and so there's lots of things going on here for the UWETD. Anyways, erosion also. What does erosion do? Well, it starts loosening or else removing part of that rock material. And they'll transport it, okay, with these different agents of transport. Ice, of course, can remove bigger pieces of rock material. Water can also, but wind has to be really small particles for it to be able to move that rock material. And then deposits it somewhere. And we call that deposition or else deposits. Okay, so we abbreviate that with UWETD. Okay, once a sediment is on, in a spot where it's going to become buried, and then it gets lithified, which is another way of saying that it's turning into a bigger whole solid piece there instead of lots of little tiny particles. Anyways, this right here occurs over a very long period of time. And anyway, so then once that happens, then it actually becomes sedimentary rock. Okay, now the neat thing about this is that this pattern goes in a circular pattern, but that's not always true. We'll talk about that in a little while. But once sedimentary rock gets metamorphosed, because it has high temperature and high pressure that is getting squished in the high temperature areas, it becomes metamorphic rock. So you could even see those layers that you might see in sedimentary rocks, also metamorphic rocks too. Okay, and then what happens is that it's deeper into the surface of the earth. Okay, it can be, and then also it's got that high temperature and high pressure, so it can also liquefy it, okay, to where it melts and it becomes magma, and then you see this beautiful circle here for the rock cycle. Well, it isn't always perfect like that, okay, and so with the uplift, weathering, and erosion, and transport and depositing that material, okay, sedimentary rock can go back into sediment. Okay, that makes sense. It's being broken down, isn't it? Okay, and the metamorphic rock can also do that too. It can also break down and go into sediment, and then we can keep on going through this cycle over on the right side of this diagram. Now, that's not the only shortcut that's on here. There's one more. Okay, and that igneous rock can get metamorphosed and go through metamorphosis and become metamorphic rock again. And then it, of course, can, go through another way. there is no set patterns and no set time on that. In fact, I'm going to emphasize that. There is no set path for this, and there is no set time. But this is the basics of the rock cycle, and I'll see you later.